What's up, everybody? Ropes here to talk about this past weekend's fight between Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Sebastian Speak. It turned out to be a good fight in the end. But I'm not going to lie, man. The first 5 rounds of this fight, I was fucking disappointed in Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. is one of those guys where, for example, remember when you were a kid and your mom made those bomb-ass cookies, your mom or your grandmother made those bomb-ass cookies, and every time she would put them in the oven, you would ask her, like, every 5 minutes, are they done yet? Are they done yet? No, they're not done yet. Are they done yet? You just asked me 2 minutes ago. No, they're not done. Okay, they're not done. Okay, how about now? And then you would sneak in the kitchen and you would pull the oven door back. You would look in, you'd peek in, because you know these cookies are going to be the bomb. You just can't wait to eat them, but they're not done yet. That's Chavez Jr., man. I've been waiting on this kid for a couple of years now. I've been waiting for him just to see what he's all about, to see if he's for real. You know, I want him to be good, and I want to like him, but he's just not done. He's just some cookies that are not done, and all this past weekend on HBO, all they were trying to do was make us eat some raw-ass cookies, man. That's all it was. This kid got punched in the face the first 5 rounds. He didn't move his head. He has no footwork, and he only wants to fight one way. He only wants to lean in and punch you to the body. That's all. I mean, and don't get me wrong, those are some vicious ass body shots, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to fuck with these guys at the top of the middleweight division or any division surrounding it. Whether he goes south or north, he is going to have a terrible time at the top of any of those divisions, man. I'm telling you right now, because he has no technique. He really don't have no skill, to be honest with you. Let's just say that. I think that really all they wanted to do was promote this kid, hand feed this kid an opponent who they thought didn't have any power and who was going to be... I'm sure they figured it would be a tough match, but they didn't think that it would embarrass him the way they did, because really, even though he won the fight, he embarrassed himself out there this past weekend. Really, that's what he did. And giving him this belt, handing this belt over to him the way they did, and the scorecards were fucked up. I mean, the only one who really got it right was probably the one that scored at 114 to 114, the draw. That was probably the best scorecard. But the rest of them were full of shit. But the only thing they did by handing him this championship the way they did was put a big-ass kick me sign on the back of this kid. Like in high school where they slapped the kick me sign on the motherfucker. That's all they did, man. That championship belt is nothing but a kick me sign to this kid, because he has got motherfuckers looking at his ass like, damn, we're all working our asses off to try to fucking make a name for ourselves, and look at this kid. He gets handed a fucking title, and he ain't got no fucking skills. He don't have no skills, man. I understand that Freddie Roach has just gotten him, and he's working with them. Hopefully he can be better, because like I say, I want to like this kid, man, but I don't like the whole, I'm going to hand this kid a title and media hype his ass up, and when he's not about anything, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think of Chavez Jr., man, and those scorecards were way off. Roy Jones, I don't know what his problem was. It's not usually Roy Jones keeps it real, and I enjoy his commentary, but either he just felt sorry for Chavez Jr. and he wanted to be the one person that said good things about him, or he lost his mind when he got knocked out a few weeks ago, because he was all over Chavez nuts. I don't know why. The kid was fighting a terrible fight, and if it wasn't for Sebastian fighting his game plan later on in the fight and fighting him chest to chest or head to head and letting him dig into his body the way he did, he probably would have won the fight, because he was beating a taller man from the outside. And I was just disappointed, man. I was hoping to see a better performance from Chavez Jr., even though I already knew going into this fight that he was a pampered fighter that they have protected and have tried to build his record up to make him look better than what he actually is. So we'll see what happens with him, but he's no middleweight champion. We all know Sergio Martinez is the real champion. I don't care if they stripped him or whatever. He was the one who embarrassed Kelly Pavlik the way he did. He won the championship title. Now that's winning right there. What Sergio Martinez did to Kelly Pavlik, that is winning a championship. Okay? Defending a championship is what he did to Paul Williams in their second fight. So we all know who the real champion is, and you can tell that Sergio Martinez is a guy that scares the shit out of Chavez Jr. because everybody knows, man. Everybody knows this kid is not going to last 5 rounds with Sergio Martinez. He might get knocked out quick with Sergio Martinez because had Sebastian had any power whatsoever, he would have knocked his ass out early too because he hit him with the cleanest punches over and over again, the same shit over and over. He just kept getting caught, wouldn't move his head. So if he fights anybody with any power, he's going to be out of there quick. And I think that's the reason why Bob Arum's old grumpy ass is making excuses about Sergio Martinez not being a pay-per-view attraction to make an excuse not to put him in there with Chavez Jr. We all know the real reason why. Don't use that stupid excuse. I mean, he beat Kelly Pavlik, who was a big attraction. He had a lot of fans. He beat him, so people know who Sergio Martinez is. And he knocked out Paul Williams, who is also a well-known fighter. So to try to say that fight wouldn't pull in any money or any viewers, you're just full of shit with that, man. Just say you want to protect his ass because that's really all that's happening right now. So it's not going to last very long. I mean, how many bums can they feed this kid as a champion before he actually runs into somebody who's going to expose him for what we all really know he is already? So that's what I think about that fight, man. It turned out to be a great fight. Like I said, I think it was a draw more than anything. But if I had to choose a winner, I would say Chavez did just enough by a hair to win the fight because Sebastian fought his fight, the second half of that fight. So what do you guys think about this Chavez kid? I mean, how long do you think he's going to hold that fucking kick me sign on his back? You guys let me know. I'm out. Peace.